move on then and let's get you what events you should be looking out for over the course of the next week. Snehi is standing by with a comprehensive list of cues for the next week.
Well, yes, lots of cues to watch out for in next week's trading session. Remember, next week also marks the beginning of the Q1 FY25 earnings season for us. Along with that, in the first half of next week, you can also expect to see the data for the monthly mutual fund inflows. And 12th July, you also have CPI, very important to watch out for this one, as well as industrial production data coming out. Shifting focus away from home, from the US on 10th July, you have wholesale inventories as well as the crude oil stock data coming in. 11th July, CPI, so watch out for this, and initial jobless claims. And 12th July, you also have the PPI numbers coming out. From the UK on 11th July, you have GDP, very important to watch out for, and industrial production numbers coming in. From China, 10th of July, you have the inflation print, PPI and CPI, both numbers will be out. And 11th July, you have trade data coming out. Shifting focus back home, let's talk about some annual general meetings lined up over the course of next week. 8 July, you have nuclear software exports. 9 July, JSW Steel, JK Cement as well as Persistent Systems. And 10 July, you have Emphasis and Crompton Greaves Consumer Electricals holding their annual general meeting. In terms of the Q1 earnings then, 9th of July, you have a few companies coming out with their numbers. Delta Corp, Shalby, GM Breweries as well as HFCL. Moving on, 11th July, you have Anand Rathi Wealth, IndusInd Bank and the IT major TCS and the first Nifty company to come out with its numbers. And 12th July, you have Avenue Supermarts as well as Ireda. Moving on to some other corporate action, 10th July, the PG Electroplast stock will be headed for a stock split in face value from Rs 10 to Rs 1. And 11th July, also watch out for Raymond on this date because it's the X date of the Raymond demerger. In terms of the primary markets, you have two IPOs listing on the bourses next week. Bansal Wires and Emcure Pharma will be making their D-Street debut on 10th of July. And lastly, over the course of next week, lock-in will also be ending. The lock-in period will be ending for a couple of stocks, the likes of Bharti Hexacom, Chronox Lab Sciences and a few others. So keep a close eye on all of these cues in next week's session.
Alright, thanks Nehi for that update coming in. So there you have it. Those were the cues that you should be watching out for in the week coming soon. But